Hello and welcome to Dubai Trains and welcome to another layout design video. And today I have a fun one for you all. It's an O scale 3-rail track plan made with a sectional track and ROSS turnouts and switches. So let's have a look at the design, and it's an around the room type. And if we look at the room, there's a wall here to the top all the way, and to the right there's a wall. The bottom it's open, and to the left it's open as well. There's a lift gate section just here on the left, we'll talk about that later, where you can enter the layout. Now this is a twice around the room setup, so we have a total of 108 feet continuous running, and the main line uses sectional track base 072 as a minimum radius, so that comes in at 36 inches. That is enough to run all your big serious O-scale equipment. And then the minimum radius for the entire layout is the 054 piece, which comes in at 27 inches. So let's just chop this layout down. There's 3 sections. Let's look at this section here down below first, the one that's accessible from both sides. And the most bottom track, I would consider that to be the main line that just goes through the entire scene. Now, if you like this design thus far, don't forget to press the like button so other people can find this video as well. And then these top 2 are the passenger tracks. If you have a smaller train, you can just park it right here. If you have a larger train, you can go all the way here. And if the largest train, I guess you would take the north track and then just park the engine on this section right here. So you can have a fairly long train. Any rail is telling me this is 207 inches. Now, the client wanted 2 very specific structures, of which one is this coaling facility here for the steam engines. So we have 2 tracks that go underneath that, and the 3rd track here that is meant for the hoppers to fill the coal tower. Now, to the north of this, all this track from here and then northward onwards is a little bit of fun. There's on the left, there's an engine terminal that has 3 tracks right there. And then we have just a small switching section with 2 industries here on the right. I mean, one is a team track, transloading track, and one is a dedicated industry of your liking. Just to have a little bit of operations and running around here. If you're looking to get your hands on this design, you can have a look at my Patreon, where you can, through a one-time purchase, buy this exact track plan in the AnyRail file, or you can become a member and then you have access to my entire catalog. And that is the entire top deck. I mean, scenery-wise, the O-scale is big, so the structures are relatively big. I chose to put a lot of them here in the middle to create a little bit of a scene divider between the bottom passenger section and this top section of track. And then here on the left, we just have a little diner with a road. And here on the top, we didn't discuss that yet, but we have a expressway that goes over the road with a little gas station right there. And this leads us also to the second structure that the client wanted, is this grain elevator from a specific brand, and that can go right here. So let's exit the station area to the left, and then after a 3 feet grade onset, we head downwards a 3% grade, just winding away through the hills, across the river, and crossing the other track here, and then onto staging. And then once you come out of staging again on the other side, we have again a 3 feet section of grade onset. And then we go up again the 3% grade, going through the same scenery and over the other track, and then back here through a small tunnel to the top deck. So that is one continuous loop that will be quite fun to let the trains run around. Now the track here with the grain elevator is a level, so it does level out in this section right there. And if we go to that staging, it looks something like this. So you come in on the right, and then the main line with the 072 track piece is this bottom one right here. You can go all the way around and just continue the loop. And the other 2 are the 054 minimum radius, and we have a through staging with 4 tracks, and we have a stub end staging with 4 tracks. One thing to note is this staging deck is sandwiched in between the staging deck and the deck above it. It's not ideal, but it is O-scale, so we have a good 6 inches in between the 2 decks, so that's definitely enough to get your hand in and to push any train that might be stuck or something along those lines. Now here on the right, we have a lift gate, this gray area, and this is a lift gate from main customizable benchwork. One thing to keep in mind is because we have two sets of track on different elevations on this lift gate, it is the easiest to make a vertical lift gate like this that just goes straight up or straight down, or you can make a swing gate that moves open or close, but it's very difficult to make a swing gate that goes up and hinge on one side because we have these two sets of track. I did make the track straight where it enters and exits the lift gate, but it's a real struggle with that 0.72 minimum radius for the main line to make that all fit, but it just barely fits. Looking at the turnouts themselves, we used 12 different variants of turnouts just to make it all flow nicely. I try to stick to these number 4s just to have a more realistic appearance. Here, this one and this one, I believe, are more 3-rail set track configuration. So I tried to avoid those as much as I could, but as you see, you still have to use them every now and then just to get it all to flow. And then Ross has these great crossover sets. Those are great. And of course, the curved turnouts are a real space saver. So that's it for today. Thank you guys all for watching. Bye-bye.